Right then, let's go. Bit of an update from yesterday's video that I did on Bitcoin and Tau. And we had some good results. Tau is still on the move. Let's have a look at the charts. So Bitcoin, we talked about hitting this zone here. Let's get the 30-minute chart up. Bitcoin, I marked this area out in yesterday's video, as you'll know, with a confluence of this POC and the 50% retracement. So let's have a look on the 4-hour chart. You can see we're trading within this range here, within this value, as I explained yesterday. And I said that the next stop, because we'd reclaimed the value area low, flip that back to support from resistance. The next stop was this point of control here as resistance for a quick, nice short, as well as the confluence with the 50 fib here as well. There were two areas on here that I've got my eyes on that I'll let you know about, but just a bit of an update. So you can see to the dollar, came up to here. I've shown you yesterday the power of the anchored VWAP as well. We can see taken from the high, we've got resistance, 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 resistance for this nice short, massive rejection, and now we're making our way above. Obviously, the first sign of strength for us anyway is if we can take and flip this 382 from resistance to support. Obviously, it's the weekend, so we've got low volume. But yeah, I'll show you my next moves. So we can see here, what was that? That was a nice 2.4% move. I mean, that's a lot of money right there. A lot of money right there. So next thoughts for Bitcoin. Now, because we've reclaimed this value area low, lost it, failed auction back into it, retest back up to the POC, I expect that we're going to come up for this value area high as well on Bitcoin. I'll move on to Tau, what that's done, because we said there was a potential short on Tau where we're going to look at order flow and how it approached a certain level. We got a bit of a reaction of it, but we got continuation to the upside. And I'll explain why in a second using the auction theory that we trade by here at the Trading Master. So let's have a look what's next. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this this little zone here. Our next goal, switch this. So imagine that we flip the 3, 2, and 50. If we can get above, this is sign of strength for me, if we can get above anchored VWAP, point of control, this value area low of this previous range here. I've shown you this yesterday, this range here. Previous range, you can see the value just here. If we can get above this value area low here, then that's a sign of strength for me. If we can flip that, then the next port of call for me for a potential short, obviously we don't just place limits willy-nilly. We want to see a reaction first, is this area here at the platinum channel, but most importantly, this value area high. Now, if we can get up to here and we get a reaction, we're looking at a lackluster retracement for me before then a continuation up, because what we've done here for new all-time highs on Bitcoin, because what we've done here, we've shown signs of strength. It's all about looking for signs of strength. Where's everybody trading? Where's the price going? Is the price being supported? Is the price being supported to show signs of strength? Well, at the moment, we can see money flow increasing on the 4-hour, just here, which is good. We've got a green dot here insinuating that we're getting upside, which is exactly what we're seeing here. But here, we'll get a reaction on here first before then working our way up. So expect a lackluster pullback just here, probably to retest this value area low here, up to here, test there. But I mean, it's still a decent short. If you're a day trader, still a decent short, still gains to be made. Still a 1 to 2% move. We might even come back and retrace back to the point of control. So you want to use the point of control as your best friend. You want to use it as a take profit exercise. And you also want it to act as a potential entry in confluence with others. So if we flip this and don't retest it anytime soon, come up to here, hit this resistance, come back down, we're even going to get a reaction on the value area low, maybe back to this pot to confirm that we have flipped it. confirm that we have flipped it here like that. And then I'll be thinking flipping that because it's been hit once. Most levels only like to get hit once before they start to give way. I'm thinking all-time highs up to the, I'll zoom out a second. Yeah, because once we get above here, start to make our way above there, look here, there's not much previous support here, so there's not going to be much resistance either. And that's how we work. That's how we work. Because I tell you what, if we can get above this liquidity here, I get a bit of a reaction. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look here. So if we go back down to here, yeah. So I would say for me, around this point here is my short zone. A couple of reasons being, one, we've got a value area high here. We've got the platinum pocket 7.5 and 7.86. We've got this liquidity here. That's an important level for me to get a reaction off. Am I thinking lower lows and we're coming down to bear market lows? No, I'm not. I'm thinking a reaction in this back to here to confirm support here. If we can confirm support around here, then we're making our way up. Why? Lack of support here. Then we need to be seeing if we can then reclaim this here, this previous value here. If we can reclaim this previous value from around about 120.5, 120,500, all the way up to the 126, 160, which is where the previous all-time high is currently located. So it's just a stepping exercise really for me, a nice stepping exercise up to here. So let's see what reaction we get on here, and then we work our way up pretty quickly because of this lack of support here. And then we probably will get a reaction on this value area low here at 120,575. That will be the first sign to see if we can take that level. If we can take the value area low, sign of strength, order flow pending, seeing if we're getting an increase in volume, delta, and open interest around this kind of area. And then it won't take long to make a new all-time high if we can reclaim this value here. So that's Bitcoin. That's my thoughts on Bitcoin. Nice and simple. Ethereum is still working its way up from our lovely zone here. There's our master zone there. Nice move back up to here. Teo did absolutely phenomenal yesterday. Same kind of thing. So what I was looking for was a potential. I think we had a daily. That was the reaction. Yes. So we had a daily here. Let's see what kind of reaction we had. Back to the 4 hour. Let's go on to the 30-minute because I know that we had a bit of a reaction. Let's have a look. Let me refresh my memory. Lots happened since then. So around this kind of area, did we get a 4% move? Yeah, that was it. So we did hit this point here. Now, what is that point? That point there is this crucial part of liquidity here. Crucial part of liquidity here. Level there. Crucial part. Why? Previous high. Why was we struggling to reclaim this? So what we can see here, this is why I was interested in whether we'd climb higher. For me, sign of strength was reclaiming the value area low of this previous value here. Sign of weakness was getting a reaction. Why? Well, we can see this previous value area here is quite crucial. Why? We tried to take it there. So basically, we lost it. Reclaimed it, lost it again. Tried to reclaim it, rejection, resistance. 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 See how a key level this is to show a sign of strength. So after we seen that attempt of about 5 or 6 times, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 6 times with this just here as well. You see that one just there? So what I'm looking at as a sign of strength of whether I short this or whether I long it is, do we reclaim this value area low here? Yes. We got a bit of a swing failure pattern above this, so we had a choice to make. Was it a valid short? Was it a valid short? Well, we didn't know at the time, so let's have a look. Valid short meaning 30-minute chart. We did get a 4% bit of a reaction on here. We took this key liquidity here, this high, previous high, and we dropped 4%, 5% back to here. Why? Well, as soon as we make any kind of significant low, first thing I'm banging on is an anchored VWAP. Anchored VWAP from there, and also an anchored VWAP from this previous, I'll say pivot low. I'd say a low before the impulsive move. So what we've got is an impulsive move here. Here's where the big boys start to come in to push the price up. So what did we do? This then acts now as a dynamic support level. So we can see here a massive move to the upside. Take this liquidity back down, found support. But that support there, it doesn't look like much. But that support level there, that short from there, these highs, this first one here, all the way back down to this anchored VWAP, which we got a perfect pinpoint reaction off, by the way. We do use these often. 5% move. So there's your 5% short. But what I was most interested in was this. We'll get rid of this anchored VWAP here. Was, if you can see here, let's get the 30-minute chart. Let's get the hour chart. Yeah, let's go with the 30-minute. Shows the point more. We can see at this point here, approaching the level for this value area low here, we had an increase in money flow. This is what it's kind of like order flow, but different. Obviously, we use XO for order flow, but this is a great tool that we've developed. There's the money flow entering the market there. And this shows us that volume was showing up. Vector candles, impulsive move to the upside, increase in money flow. We weren't approaching this level without, some force behind it. Let's look at when we tested this level before. So when we tested this level before on the value area low, look what was happening to money flow. As we approached it, money flow was actually leaving the market. It's actually leaving the market. So you can see here, we're approaching the value area low. How do we know that was a good short? Because money flow was leaving the market, yeah? So the differences between this time is money flow was not leaving the market. Not only was we can see last time we approached this level as well. Where's the vector candles? Where's the ferocious volume behind it? Where's the big boys? Where's the market makers, the bankers, the institutions? Where are these guys when we're trying to take that level before? Nowhere. So what we can see here, a couple of things on Teo. This will help you for next time. As we're approaching this level here, we've got vector candles showing up, the big boys. This insinuates the big boys market buying aggressively to push through this level. And we see an increase in money flow into the market just here. See? And now we're starting to see it come down a little bit. Why? Because people are taking profits. It's resistance. So we can see here, we took the value area low, flipped it, retested it, retested it, retested it. A nice bounce right around here, yet again off the anchored VWAP from this impulsive move to the upside. And here we go. Now, what's that given us? It's given us another nice move to the upside from this particular area here. So let's go from the anchored, let's go from this value area high that we were looking at before. It's given us another 21% move, which is just insane. Now, let me show you like I did yesterday. Me and the mentees, we entered from here. Let me get that long up. I've shown this on the previous video. Now you're asking me, where was that? There we go. There was the long that we were waiting for. Boom. There's the long. Absolutely smashed the take profit zone. So from where we entered in on the long, right at the very bottom, we were all on a live coaching call together, all the way to the top. That's a 38% move. A 38% move. One of my mentees, Keith, been with me since the start. He said, we only need a couple of these trades a month to make a good living from this. And he is totally correct in that. So let me rename that for Simon's Long. ST Long next time. Let me just put 38% move because it's a flipping good little catch there when we found the actual pinpoint bottom. So as we can see, back to this now, so you can learn some education from this 4-hour chart. What have we done? We can see here, value area low, POC, value area high. So what we can see, my predictions for Tau, because I know a lot of you guys are going to be wanting to see what my thoughts are on this. Up to here. We've taken the value area low. We've hit there. We've come to the POC, take profit point. We'll probably come back down to retest the value area low to then come all the way back up to here again to then reclaim this value area high. Why am I confident of that? Using the auction theory, I will see this as one massive failed auction below here to a degree. I mean, it's a failed auction on steroids, but basically if we drop below a range like this, if we recover this range, I'm expecting a bare minimum of a full recovery of that particular range. So the first target for me will be the value area high. Second target for me will be this high here, ready to make. Will it be a new all-time high? Let me have a look. Not quite, but I will think that we are making a new all-time high. Let me go on here. Let me put that on there. I'll add that to my charts. New all-time high there. I want to add that to my chart. It's always best to add these significant highs onto the charts there. New all-time high. That's what we'll be aiming for after that, if we can take that value area high. But hey, let's see. So they're my targets. They're my targets indeed. Hope that helps. What's next for XRP, you might ask, because that's what the title of the video is. Let's have a look at XRP. I've had a request on one of these videos. Do send me messages. Do comment. Do like, subscribe, because if you want more of this kind of absolute alpha, you need to be commenting, you need to be subscribing, you need to like. And one of the comments was, show me XRP. What are your thoughts on XRP? A lot of people around the world, people are too locally bullish on XRP all the time. They're thinking that it's going to go to the moon constantly. Well, you know, it's like any other asset. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. We've got some long-term backs in XRP that we're holding on to. Do we wish we would have sold some of that there? Of course, but hey, we've got some new levels to get in at. So for me, first port of call for me, so we can see here, first of all, we take a volume profile so we can have a look what's actually happening. Where is the value in this particular asset? Okay, we can see it. Value is here, which tells us, okay, which tells us straight away, right, what have we done here? You can see quite clearly, take the magnet off, we've come up, a full rotation, value area high, back down to the POC, support, little bit of a bounce, back down to the value area low, lost it, failed auction. What do failed auctions mean? We're going to reclaim the range and make our way up to the top. So that's exactly what we did. Retest the value area low. Failed auction above here, fell back into the range, hit the POC just here, hit the POC right about here. Nice pinpoint reaction here. Bosh, up to the top here. So for me, it's got to come down and retest this value area low. Why? Because we've come into here, and that's my next target. So my next target is around this kind of area. So let's have a look at where I'm looking. So first of all, I want to see if we've got any good support levels around this. First thing, I want that liquidity there. I want that liquidity there and that liquidity there and this value area low. They're my targets. What have we got? Let's have a look. Before I take some horizontal levels, let me just have a little look onto here. Yeah, no good. Right. So, monthlies, have a look. No monthly support. Weekly, it's been taken. Daily, yes. Okay, so we've got a daily level here. Has that been tapped? Let me have a look. No, front run. So we've got a daily here. Got a daily here. So we've got some good support levels below us. Good support levels indeed. So let's have a look. Daily's just here. Back to the 4 hour. Let's have a look. See if we've got any points of control. Interesting. So we've got a naked NPOC here on the monthly. That's a nice juicy level. If we don't get a reaction off that, I'll be very surprised. So we've got any weeklies. That matches with obviously the range POC as well. We've got any weeklies. Weekly got taken there. That's fine. That's developing weekly. So tomorrow, that'll be interesting on that one. Got some people tuning in. That's good. The views are going up. So let me know if you want me to chart any kind of coin that you're interested in. You want any advice? I'm here for questions. I'm here for your entertainment. Of course, none of this is financial advice. It's just purely my opinion on what I'm doing and what I'm trading. But if you're interested in me looking at anything, do let me know. Like, subscribe, join my YouTube channel because I go live on there every single day for your enjoyment. A lot of people that are very confused at the moment, wondering whether we're entering bull markets, bear markets, and all that type of stuff. Listen, don't matter. It does not matter. As long as you know how to navigate through the market, it does not matter what kind of market we're in. So brilliant. So we've got a daily MPOC down there, daily, monthly. So what I've done is I've identified some key horizontal support levels below us. Why? Well, if we come down, which I think we're going to, of some kind, there's never any promise that we're definitely going to come down, but you've got to be in it to win it. Got to be in it to win it. And for me, I like to be prepared. So let me take some percentage takes of this. So right, so we've got 2% move there. We've actually got a couple of areas that I'm interested in, to be honest. First one is this monthly MPOC down to here. Reason being, this is quite crucial. This is quite crucial here. Again, not financial advice, just my by the way, if you're watching me regularly, green is long, red is short. So now you know. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this area here. Why? Let me just see. That's a nice DCA zone, 2.5%. So you don't pile in at the top. You don't pile in thinking, whoa, what, are we going to get a bounce here? We don't do that. We don't pile in here. We DCA in nice. So we buy a bit there. If it comes down, we buy a bit there. It then brings our entry down to there, and we start to fade into the trade nicely, DCAing in nicely. So I'm hoping we get a little bit of maybe a reaction on there, full sweep of this. Why? We've got liquidity here as well. Liquidity here, a nice significant low. We've got the monthly MPOC, and also we've got the daily here. So that's the first port of call for me. Where would I put my stop loss? Well, for me, I'm thinking 2% stop loss. I'm thinking in and around this point here. This is alpha, this is for you. This is a flipping good trade. So I'm thinking the first area is there. Nice move there. Don't think we'll come down for the stop loss, to be honest, because we're protected from the value area low and also these. Now, that's my first area. Let me hide that. Second area for me will 110% be down here. So let me just rectangle that one. Let's move that out. Perfect. Let's move these out of the way. Second area for me is definitely going to be value area low and that. That's lovely for me. So second area for me, 110% is going to be waiting for a reaction on this. It depends how much, obviously, Big Daddy Bitcoin pulls back. But for me, in and around here. So first area will be anywhere from, you're talking the 2.42 to 2.36. That's my first area of interest. Second area of interest is around 2.33 all the way down to 2.27. So that's what I'm thinking on XRP. In terms of my stop loss, where I would put it, yeah, to be honest, I might bring it below that wick there, maybe 1.8%. So yeah, bring it down to about there. That's what I'm thinking on that one. I mean, where do you take profit? That's entirely up to yourself. It's entirely up to yourself. They're just some areas that I'm interested in. Yeah. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Let me show you another thing, what's actually been happening in the Discord as well, in our community. Just move that from there. Awesome. Let me show you, just in case you're interested. Let's get that off. Window, Discord. There we are. Boom. So you can see Keith, one of our members, that's been with us since the start. Very, very good trader. He's had a 32.9% increase just this week alone. And he only caught half of the Teo trade as well. As you can see, absolutely killing it. 333 quid from a short on Teo. Guys are just killing it at the minute. All these wins, obviously sharing our trades with the guys. Another one from Keith, 232. He actually did message me in the background, and he says, you know, if we had a couple of these just a month, that'd be enough to make a good living. You got all these guys here as well. Keith again, absolutely, he's had a very, very good week. Very good week indeed. 117, 236, just per trade. Scalping, day trading. A couple from myself, 202.65, just scalping the market when we had the FOMC meeting. Another 98, another 86. It's just easy money, guys, easy money. So if you are wanting to join, go in my bio, click my link tree, join the Discord. It's completely free. See what we're up to. And yeah, comment, subscribe, like, push this out to as many as we can. Let me know if you want me to cover any coins whatsoever. I don't mind doing that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. There were quite a few people watching with me on this live, which is good. Always encouraging when you're putting out content, trying to, you know, add some value to you guys at the same time, getting you guys involved. So yeah, if you want me to look at a coin, any kind of asset, can be crypto. We do trade the stock market a little bit, but predominantly crypto, to be honest, because it's a good way. So have a great weekend. I'll see you tomorrow. Let me know if you want me to chart anything, and I will do it with pleasure. See you soon.